The next section of the football fundamentals is downs. And the first down fundamental tells us a down begins when the ball becomes live and ends when it becomes dead. There are two ways a dead ball becomes live. The first is by a legal snap, which begins a scrimmage down, and the other is with a free kick, which kicks off a free kick down. After a ball becomes live, it then becomes dead by rule. While the ball is live, a down is in progress. The number of ways a live ball becomes dead is far beyond the scope of this discussion, but you can review them under Rule 4.2. The implications of this fundamental. Any action that occurs while the down is in progress would be considered a live ball foul. Any foul occurring while the ball is dead is enforced as a dead ball foul. You have to know whether the ball is live or dead when you throw the flag for a foul. That piece of information has a major impact on penalty enforcement. Here's a wrinkle. Not all fouls that occur while the ball is live are considered live ball fouls. More on that later. Finally, teams are given 4 downs in order to reach the line to gain, and the number of the next down is based on whether A reaches the line to gain during live ball action, in conjunction with enforcement of any dead ball foul that occurs when the down is over. Again, it is critical to know when a down is in progress and when it is not. The next downs fundamental is whether the next down will be first is determined at the time the ball becomes dead after considering the effect of any act except a non-player or unsportsmanlike foul which occurred during the down. When a new series is awarded to either team, they have 4 downs in which to reach the line to gain, or the LTG. As you know, the line to gain is 10 yards from the spot of the ball when placed for first down, or the goal line if the ball is to be put in play on first down inside an opponent's 10-yard line. On a play without any fouls, it's easy to decipher whether the next down will be first or not. If the ball is beyond the LTG when it becomes dead after down, a new series is awarded A. If, after fourth down, A is short of the line to gain, then it's first down for B. There are 2 ways to reach the line to gain. They are the results of the play and the spot of the ball after enforcement of any penalty. Sometimes it's both. The live action and the enforcement of any live ball foul during the down are the only 2 things you need to take into consideration when determining what the next down will be. You work those 2 things first, action and live ball foul penalty enforcement, to determine if A has reached the line to gain and who is awarded a new series. Dead ball fouls don't matter. Now, enforcement of any dead ball foul can advance the ball beyond the line to gain, but that is separate from the live ball action and the enforcement of any live ball foul. If dead ball enforcement advances the ball beyond the line to gain after first, second, or third down, then A is awarded a new series. But this cannot be considered for dead ball fouls that occur during or after fourth down. On fourth down, A must make the line to gain based solely on the merits of the play. Let's start with an easy one, fouls after the down is over. The next down would be first if enforcement of the dead ball foul after first, second, or third down leaves the ball beyond the line to gain. If enforcement does not leave the ball beyond the line to gain, the next down would be the next down in the 4-down series. If the dead ball foul occurs after fourth down, the next down would be first for A only if the action during the down put the ball beyond the line to gain. If it didn't, then the penalty would be enforced and B would be awarded a new series. This is because on fourth down, the results of the live ball action only determines whether A is awarded a new series. For live ball fouls, it would be first down for A only if enforcement leaves the ball beyond the line to gain. If it doesn't, then the down is replayed. Finally, there is a significant difference if a non-player or unsportsmanlike foul occurs while the ball is live. These types of fouls are always enforced as dead ball fouls even if they occur while the ball is live. That is why you don't have to take into consideration and wait until the penalty is enforced as above to determine if the line to gain is reached. In this scenario, the unsporting or non-player foul is enforced from the succeeding spot, where the ball becomes dead, in other words. If enforcement puts the ball beyond the line to gain, it's first down for A. If enforcement still leaves the ball behind the line to gain, the next down is the next number in the 4-down series. Note, however, that if an unsporting or non-player foul occurs during 4th down, then A must reach the line to gain based only on the merits of the play. The implications of this fundamental. Again, as with many fundamentals listed above, you must know the status of the ball, live or dead, when your foul occurs. Dead ball fouls, those occurring after the down, as well as unsporting and non-player fouls, are used differently to determine whether the next down is the first for A or B, or the next down in the series for A. This fundamental applies to fouls by both A and B, as enforcement for fouls can still leave the ball short of the line to gain on 4th down, in which case B would be awarded a new series. The next downs fundamental tells us if R is first to touch a scrimmage kick beyond the neutral zone, a new series will be awarded the team in possession at the end of the down unless there was a non-PSK foul before the kick ends and the penalty was accepted, there was a double foul, or there was an inadvertent whistle during the kick following the touching by R. When K punts the ball, they are willingly giving up the ball to their opponent. The rules are written so that K is not rewarded with a cheap first down or be automatically forced to re-kick after a foul when they have given up possession. However, if R is the first to touch the ball during a scrimmage kick beyond the neutral zone, then all bets are off, and there is no guarantee they will have the ball for first down. When this happens, the team that has the ball at the end of the down is awarded a new series. If there is no touching by R prior to the end of the kick, then the results of the play determine who next puts the ball in play on first down. If R fumbles the ball after catching or recovering the kick, then the ball belongs to whomever has possession when the ball becomes dead. So basically, K punts from their 40, R touches the ball at their 20, but does not possess the ball. K recovers the ball. The result? K's ball, 1st and 10. Of course, fouls throw a wrinkle into everything. If there is a non-PSK foul by either team prior to the end of the kick, and that foul is accepted, R's touching is ignored, final possession is ignored, and the down is replayed. Or, if enforcement leaves the ball beyond the line to gain, it's first down for A. Of course, if the foul is by R, K would decline it and keep the ball if they have possession at the end of the down. Next, if there was a double foul, by rule the down is replayed and the touching ignored. A double foul is one or more live ball fouls by each team during a down. This applies only if both fouls are accepted. To have a double foul during a scrimmage kick down, all of R's fouls would need to be non-PSK fouls that occur prior to the end of the kick. Note that PSK fouls only apply if R is the next to put the ball in play. If R touches the kick and then K recovers during a down in which each team fouls prior to the end of the kick, PSK would not be possible, as K would be the next to put the ball in play. Therefore, R does not have the option to decline K's penalty and keep the ball like they would under PSK. A double foul results, and the down will be replayed. Finally, the dreaded inadvertent whistle, or IW. IWs change everything. If R touches a scrimmage kick and a whistle is blown, inadvertently, before any player gains possession, the ball becomes dead and the touching is ignored. Assuming there was no foul during the down, the down is replayed by rule. The IW rule states that the down is to be replayed if an IW was blown while a legal kick is in progress. Since there was no possession and the kick had not ended, then replaying the down is the only recourse. This fundamental applies only to the touching of a kick by R beyond the neutral zone. If R touches the ball behind the neutral zone, then the results of the play in relation to the line to gain determine who next puts the ball in play. If R touches the ball behind the neutral zone and then recovers it, then it's their ball because they have possession of the ball at the end of the down. If R touches it and the ball is then recovered by K, K can advance the ball. They would then have to reach the line to gain in order to get a first down. If not, the ball belongs to R due to the fact that K did not reach the line to gain on 4 downs. The implications of this fundamental. You must know where R touches the kick, either beyond or behind the neutral zone. The next downs fundamental says the only defensive fouls which automatically cause a first down are roughing the kicker or place kick holder, roughing the passer, and roughing the snapper. Only 4 defensive fouls carry with it an automatic first down if the penalty is accepted. They are the 4 roughings: the kicker, the holder, the passer, and the snapper. These players have put themselves in a vulnerable position, and any contact on them must be legal. In order for a contact on a passer to be legal, the defensive player must not have had an ability to refrain from hitting the passer after the pass is in the air. This means that there was not enough time for him to stop his advance on the passer before the pass was imminent. In order to rough the snapper, the contact on the snapper must be direct. Also, the kicking team must also be in a scrimmage kick formation. There are also times when contact on the kicker or holder is ignored. They are when contact is unavoidable because it is not reasonably certain that a kick will be made, when the defense touches the kick near the kicker and the subsequent contact is unavoidable, when the contact is slight and is caused to some degree by movement of the kicker, and when the contact is caused by R being blocked into the kicker or holder. The implications of this fundamental. You must know what the definition of a passer is. A passer is someone who has thrown a legal forward pass. It is not someone who has thrown a backward pass, and it is not someone who has thrown an illegal forward pass. Further, any player can ultimately become a passer, not just the player who takes the direct snap. You must also know when a snapper is no longer considered a snapper, when he has regained his balance and can defend himself, or when he initiates a block. You must also know when a passer is no longer a passer, and that's when the legal pass ends or when he moves to participate in the play. You must also know when a kicker is no longer a kicker, and that's when he regains his balance or when, on a free kick, he is advanced 5 yards beyond his free kick line, or the kick has touched the ground, or any player. Finally, you must know what the difference is between running into the kicker or holder, which is contact that displaces the kicker or holder without roughness, and roughing the kicker or holder, which is contact that blocks, tackles, or charges into the kicker or holder. Running into carries only a 5-yard penalty and is not an automatic first down. Our next downs fundamental tells us if the penalty is accepted for any live ball foul by either team during a down in which time expires, the period must be extended by an untimed down, except for unsportsmanlike fouls, non-player fouls, fouls that specify loss of down, or fouls as specified in 334. This is the untimed down rule. It states that if a live ball foul is accepted for a foul that occurs during a down in which time expires, the down must be replayed. Note that the foul must be accepted in order for the period to be extended. Also, It is for live ball fouls committed by either A or B. In order for the untimed down to take place, the live ball foul must occur during a down in which time expires in a period. This means that the clock must hit 0:00 while the ball is still live. Since unsporting and non-player fouls are treated as dead ball fouls, even if they happen while the ball is live, they are exceptions to the untimed down rule. If they are the only fouls to occur during the down, the period is not extended. In addition, fouls that specify a loss of down for the offending team are not considered when playing an untimed down. The fouls that result in a loss of down are illegal handing, illegal forward pass, and illegal touching. Another exception to the untimed down rule is a live ball foul for which, if enforced, results in a safety. For example, if A holds in the end zone, it's a safety. The penalty would obviously be accepted, but the period will not be extended if time ran out during that down. Finally, fouls that are enforced on the subsequent kickoff do not result in the playing of an untimed down. So, if there is a live ball foul on B during a play in which A scores a touchdown, there was not a change of possession, time runs out, and A elects to have that foul enforced on the subsequent kickoff, the period is not extended by an untimed down. If there is a live ball foul on B during a play in which A scores a touchdown, there was a change of possession, the foul by B occurs after the change of possession, time runs out, and A elects to have that foul enforced on the subsequent kickoff, the period is not extended by an untimed down. If either team commits a dead ball foul during a down in which time expires, the down is not extended, and enforcement is from the succeeding spot by rule at the start of the next period. Finally, if either team commits a foul during a try after a period has expired and the basic spot is the succeeding spot, the period is not extended. The implications of this fundamental. You must know when the ball becomes dead when you get near the end of a period. If the ball becomes dead prior to the scoreboard hitting 0:00, then the period would not be extended. The ball has to still be live when time expires. So if the down ends at 2 seconds and the clock is stopped to administer the penalty, the period would not be extended. Our final downs fundamental states no series can ever start on a down other than first. There is no possible way a team could be awarded a new series and the first down of that series would be second, third, or fourth down. All new series start on first down. There are a few scenarios in which you might think it could be possible to start a down on second down, and most involve the loss of down provision. For example, if B intercepts a pass and then throws an illegal forward pass, there is a foul, but the loss of down provision would not apply. The penalty would be marked off, the chains would be set, and the down would be first. Same for illegal handing, well beyond the line to gain. If, after enforcement of the illegal handing, A is still beyond the line to gain, it would still be first down after enforcement. The implications of this fundamental. It's always first down when a team is awarded a new series.